Do you both fully clothed or naked? I have to get fully naked to regardless of where I am.
I don't like it when men shave their in their pubes.
I have heard it makes it look bigger. James will definitely appreciate the first 3 things I made.
Oh my god.
Claire's been humming that all the way in today.
I did it once.
Claire was
Listen to
no, you were humming it all the way because then I had to go.
I did it once.
I then had to go when it was silent for a bit. I then went.
I did it once.
And you were going, what is that? Is that a song? And I was like, it's an advert song. I'm guessing it is a song. And I was like, it's like, don't worry, girls. Boots have got you covered this summer. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're a busy mum who can do it all. I don't know what the actual... Everyone knows that song.
And by the way, I hummed it once.
No, you were humming it.
Once I did it.
You
once. And then I was singing. I was singing my new favourite singer that James hates me for.
Oh, Boone.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That guy is so uncool. The best thing about you is how fucking cool you are.
Thanks, man.
Like the music and the comedy and all the stuff that you love. And then you're like, that Jason Boone? Is that his name?
Benson.
Benson Boone. I'm like, oh, God. He's the least cool person I think I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Don't know what it is about old Benny. I've taken a proper shine to him.
Well, fair enough.
Love it.
Fair enough.
That's why I like, anytime I'm in the car by myself, put on a bit of Boone, drive along.
Oh, dear.
These beautiful things that I've got.
I
Oh,
know,
man,
it's
belting
fucking
that
alright.
out.
Please stay. Oh, what's fucking cool about that?
I like his new
Literally
song.
shouting, go, please stay. It's like, it's like me writing a song
Yeah, I was
about
going
you.
to say.
I know
what
exactly.
you were talking about.
There's nothing cool about that. It's like he's like I'm a big
Here
Bond.
it goes. We
no,
can't just. I'm not
we're gonna
allowed
start.
to just
We are going to
say
start. We are
something.
going to start the podcast in a second. It's like the last Bond film. The reason why I like Bond is maybe why he's not in vogue these days anymore. Right? When I see Bond, he's everything I'm not. Fucking handsome.
You're handsome.
Would knock you out. Like no problem at all whatsoever. He can fight. He's good looking. He nicks a bird. Borderline sort of alcoholic, but in a cool way.
Right.
I just get sort of drunk and slurry,
Give
right?
me my bottle of water back.
The last Bond film, like it destroyed. It was like it was Bond. It was a bloke that was trying to juggle being a dad and his job, and then he gets killed at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry.
For them that know.
Right? And I'm just like, well, that's just me. Like, if you put me in a Bond... The whole reason why you watch Bond is you're like, fucking hell, how's he going to get out of this one? Because if it was me, I would just stand there and get blown up. And that's what happens.
Because you have
like,
to save those pesky kids again.
well, that's it. Yeah, oh, God. Anyway,
I like Benson Boone.
if I like you as an artist, musician, actor, whatever, it's because you're everything I'm not. And that's what I like about you.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's do this podcast, Claire.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome to the Buckleys, the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit, and invite you into our lives. Before we do get into it, I feel like we've got into it a little bit. We just want to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk.
Coughing, burping, so professional.
We're very professional. Let me wipe some spit off my
Ew.
microphone there. No one else has to use these, do they?
No, these are our covers.
Fucking old.
Okay, leave him alone now. Poor Joe. We were only joking, by the way, Joe. Feel like... No, we weren't?
We weren't joking.
Oh, okay, no,
And
we weren't.
also, he's a lad. He's one of the lads. He can take a joke.
Yeah, he's coming in, apparently.
He knows. Is he coming in?
Apparently.
Okay.
So were you joking?
I was joking. Yeah. Literally. Oh, sorry. Get in touch with your stories and questions for us by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk, and you can message us, the Buckleys Pod, on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app you like to use. And if you do enjoy the show, why not go ahead and leave us a review after?
Well done.
There we go.
Good.
How are you, Claire?
I'm all right.
Summer's coming, girls. Boots has got you covered.
I hope that is Boots, because you said Boots about 3
I just
times.
feel
I
like
don't think it is.
if Boots aren't using that
Can
song...
we find out what advert that's in, please?
If Boots... it'd be about a dozen, I bet.
Maybe.
Whoever made that song is absolutely coining it.
That's what you need to do, innit? Just need to make a little Instagrammable, real advert.
That's it. Jason Boone it. Just make an Instagram song. Benson Boone it. Benson Boone.
I love his new song. Be my screen, taking your blue jeans, dancing at the movies.
Oh! It's really embarrassing.
All right, Benson Boone, yay or nay? We'll let our listeners decide.
They're our kind of people. Our listeners are going to be going, I'm shocked about that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You've let a lot of people down there.
I'm sorry.
What's been going on in our lives this week?
What's been going on?
It's been interesting.
What has been going on?
It's been so interesting.
I mean, when we talk about what's been going on, I feel like I always just go, who did we get into a fight with this week?
Yeah. No fight this week. For that question, what's been going on in our lives this week, I always make a little note of the highlight of my week.
Okay.
To bring up on the podcast.
All right.
This is going to tell you a lot about the life that I lead. The highlight of my week this week, Claire, was the Fred and Rose West documentary on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that. It's a good documentary. It's quite good, isn't it? There was lots of stuff that I didn't know about that. I'm sure you're very clued up on what went on with the Wests. However, it kicks off, right, with a load of sort of like a teaser sort of, this is what you're going to be watching in this documentary. And it's like the police in the garden. They've got loads of that sort of VHS camcorder police footage of them documenting everything. And I was looking at the cars and the way that the people were dressed, like going into court and stuff like that. And I was a bit like, oh yeah, when did this happen? Was it like was it in the 70s or something like that? 1994.
Well, that's when they got caught.
Yeah, and that's
They've been doing it for a while.
And that was when they got arrested and they're going into court and stuff like that.
Oh, you're talking about how it looked?
Yeah. Oh, this was obviously ages and ages and ages ago. And to be fair, and then I saw on the camcorder thing, it said 1994, and I was like, oh, that's depressing. And then I was like, oh, and it was ages ago. But I was very much alive ages and ages ago.
I know. I do keep seeing that.
I'd been around for years at that point, by 1994.
Yeah. When people talk about 30 years ago, we think like 70s.
What's the game show channel on like digital?
Challenge
TV, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we sit down and watch that. And we watch like an old episode.
Strike It Lucky or something.
Yeah, we watch an old episode of Catchphrase or something like that. And we're going, fucking hell, look the state of them all. When was this? One time we said that, and it was like first broadcast in 2001.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? I thought it was 1972.
I know.
Just constantly getting reminded of how old I am.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Honestly, it's just a big old slap in the face. And that was my highlight this week. That was it.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? You been up to anything this week? Feel free to jump in.
Put me on the spot.
I don't mean feel free to jump in. I mean, please jump in. Please.
Don't know, mate. I don't really.
Nah. You don't come in with anything, do you? You don't.
I don't ever really talk at this point. It's always you. I just wait until...
Well, you're going to have to start talking, all right? Because watching the West documentary on Netflix, which I would recommend.
Well, I tell you what, I've not watched it.
You're the worst person to watch those documentaries with because you're always like, they missed out this, they didn't talk about this. Why didn't they speak to that person? There was actually, because I'll be like, I'll watch one of those crime documentaries, I'll be like, oh, God, that's mental, isn't it? Definitely did it. And you go, well, actually, there's like a load, like they didn't show all this evidence and da-da-da.
No, listen, Fred and Rose definitely did it, right? I don't have any qualms about that one. Don't worry about it.
Rose West is still about.
She's still alive?
Yeah, apparently she's like bossing her wing. No one fucking messes with Rose West on the wing and stuff like that.
Right.
Who, by the way, if you look at old pictures of her when she was younger, Claire looks like. That's true, isn't it?
There's one picture.
Them two sitting on the couch.
People have sent me on Instagram loads.
It's like a black and white picture.
Young Fred and Rose West. And do you know how many people have DM'd me that on Instagram saying this kind of looks like you?
And you do look at it and you go, fucking hell, it does, it does look like you. Problem is that Netflix very early on had a couple of hits with some really good, like Making a Murderer.
That was so...
That staircase one was quite good.
We fell out of that quite a lot. The staircase one.
Because he murdered his wife, Claire.
I don't think he did.
He was a gay bloke trying to get out of his marriage, and he definitely murdered his wife.
I don't think he did.
What, you think it was an owl? An owl killed her?
I do like the owl theory.
It is open and shut. It is
it?
absolutely open. But they had that, the staircase. Another good one. I just thought of it. It's just popped out of my head.
The Jinx. That wasn't
That's
Netflix.
That's HBO.
But that's
insane.
Oh my God, that was so
insane.
good.
Ian Morris, who's one of the co-creators of The In-Betweeners, calls him Blinky the liar.
Did that look?
Because he's like that. They're like, did you kill him? No. He's literally like that. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Check out The Jinx if you've not seen that.
Yeah. What's this podcast about? I feel like we need to...
What is this podcast about? Well, I'll get onto that in a second, Claire.
Oh, okay.
But not before I have a very, very quick moan.
Oh.
And this isn't even interesting or entertaining. This is just something...
Well, nothing has been so far.
No, I know. But this is just something
fine.
that fucking genuinely made me so angry. And it's so bog standard and Route 1. But I was renewing the car insurance.
Right.
You were there. You were laughing at me. You were sat in the living room laughing at me, trying to deal with this thing. Trying to renew my car insurance. I'm trying to get in touch with my insurers.
Oh, I think I took a
They kept asking me to log into the website to see my policy online. I was like, well, I've never done that before, so do I have to create an account or something like that? So I go to create an account, and I type in my email address that's linked to my car insurance, and it goes, this email's already got an account. So I was like, oh God. So then I have to try and remember the billions of fucking passwords that I've got to keep in my head at all times. Couldn't remember how to get in. Asked to be sent a link to my email so that I could reset the password. That never came. I gave it about half an hour, asked a couple of times. That never came. So on the website, there is absolutely no phone number. It's like, want to get in touch with us? It literally says stuff like, want to get in touch with us? Want to give us a call? And it's like, and it sends you to nowhere where there's a phone number. So then you end up fucking talking to a little robot, like texting a robot.
No, but you were on the phone.
Eventually I got on the phone, Claire, but first I got to go through the texting the robot thing, try and explain to them that I just want to talk to someone. Can I just talk to someone?
Do you know what quick means?
This is quick. This is quick for me.
Okay.
Eventually, I had to Google the number, which I hate. What is the number for this company? Because you don't know if you're going to get that number. And the number that I got wasn't on their website. And I was absolutely furious. Then you have to talk to a robot.
As soon as I heard the automated voice thing, I was getting ready to leave the room because I knew it was going to get so annoyed. It was like, what is the reason for your call today?
Exactly. And
James, but you don't do it right either. Because if you're talking to a robot, you have to say, you were going, so I would like to, and I'm like, that's not how you talk to those things. You say, renew car insurance.
Yeah, but they should just fucking go press 1 for this. Like, even that, which is infuriating, I'd take these days. Because life's so fucking hard. But no, you have to go, what do you want? Please say clearly. I'd like to renew my car insurance, please. Sorry, what was that? I'd like to renew my car insurance. You would like to add your home to your car, like you'd like to package. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Start to just talking to someone and actually talking about what I was trying to do took about 50 minutes.
That's precise.
And I was so angry. And I didn't even know if I was even on if I'd phoned the right number. And also, by the way, here's another thing that Ofcom should be getting involved with, or Watchdog, or whoever they are.
Watchdog.
It's like a premium number, so it doesn't come out my minutes or whatever it is like that. I'm paying for the minute, and I can tell. I bet it's not even a robot. I bet it's just someone else on the phone going, "Please state clearly what your problem is." And they're going, listen to this. And I'm going, renew car insurance. Renew car insurance. You want to talk to us about home insurance? No! No!
I would love that job.
But the problem is because it's costing me money.
Okay.
And I'm like, it should not be legal. That should not be legal. It's like those idiots that because now ITV have to say things like, by the way, if you're watching a repeat, don't text in, don't get involved.
Because we're still going to charge you.
There's still people that's like watching stuff on catch up, like 2 years later. It's like, what's the capital of Peru?
But they
Please
still get
text in
charged?
881.
What's capital of Peru?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that was it. That was just a quick little moan. We've got some updates from our listeners, Claire.
Lovely.
Thank God.
Thank God for you guys some weeks.
Sweet Jesus.
Listen, sometimes we can do this, sometimes we can't.
Not only do
okay?
you listen to this podcast, but you also help us make it. Thank you. So let's do a little transition swipe and we'll hear what you guys have got to say. Right, we have had, and thank the Lord, we have had some listener updates just chiming in on some of the stuff that we've been talking about over the last few weeks. A message here from Callum, off the back of me talking about my irrational fear. It's not an irrational fear. Maybe that's a bit much. I just don't like it.
What?
I like having a poo at home.
Right.
I quite enjoy having a poo.
Mm-hmm.
There's something really nice about it and really relaxing. And I feel like I've wasted a poo if I've had to do it in some fucking pub somewhere or something.
Okay.
But Callum's chimed in with his thoughts on that. The subject of his message is called The Naked Truth. Here we go. First of all, Callum says, "Hi guys, love the pod." Thank you, Callum. Just a quick one. After James saying in the previous episode about not shitting anywhere but at your home, on the topic of that, do you both shit fully clothed or naked? Or like half naked? I have to get fully naked to shit.
Well, I mean,
regardless of where I am. I hate the idea of anything I'm wiping get on any of my clothes and me not knowing. So fully naked it is. Well, that's an old thing from... that's an old Seinfeld.
There's so many problems with that, though.
That's an old Seinfeld thing because George Costanza has to take his shirt off to have a poo. And he forgets that he's like gone to this girl he's dating's family's house. And he just comes out the toilet and he's like still putting his shirt back on. He's like, oh no, I forgot.
You would rather... I mean, I take my trousers off.
Yeah, you can't just shit yourself.
But you would
rather
rather have your clothes on a bathroom floor somewhere.
Yeah, so this is the problem.
That's gross.
Some of the toilets that I've been in that aren't the ones in my home,
yeah.
I'm fucking holding on. I'm making sure my laces aren't touching the floor and stuff. I'm still holding on to my clothes whilst also trying to have a shit because I don't need anything touching the floor.
Yeah. That's a bit much, Callum.
You've taken it too far there, Callum. You've taken what I've said and you've gone the other way with it now.
You have to be completely naked regardless of where
There is
you
something
are.
that I do, and this is when I'm at home. For instance, this shirt, I will fold it over and turn it into like a sort of boob tube. Like a sort of ladies' sports bra to have a poo because I don't want... You know, if I'm wiping and like I catch the tail of my
Who taught
t-shirt.
you people to wipe? Where is that going wrong?
Listen,
have you
sometimes-
ever got a bit of shit on your shirt?
Sometimes
Have you?
No, I don't. No, I haven't because I do that. But sometimes it's not textbook. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have those poos where it's like 2 wipes and you're like, fucking hell, I'm out of here already. Great. Sometimes there's a clean-up situation where it can spread about a bit.
Oh God! See, I'm pretty.
I don't get naked. I don't get naked, Callum. Callum, I think you sent that message and you thought, oh, I'll get an ally here. But I think it's backfired on you, Callum. But thank you for your message. That is weird. We've also had a listener get in touch with some new feature ideas, which I'm always up for.
Okay, what you got? Who?
Who's
trying to take over the podcast?
Well, take over it, Jesus. Feel free. Guys, if you're watching this podcast, feel free to step in at any moment. Come and host it. This is from Mark. Mark says, "Hello, Buckleys.
Hello, Mark.
I know how much you love it when your listeners do the work that your producers are supposed to do.
Oh, yes, Mark. Get them told.
So I came up with some feature titles that you can use in future episodes. Strike It Buckley. Pass the Buck. buck around and find out, buck me sideways, buck goose.
Right, does he have any fucking idea
Hang on,
what these
hang
are,
on,
though?
let me get through them. Let me get through.
Because we can all make fucking
Let me
words
get
up.
through them. I've got one more. Buckaroo. Okay? Then he goes on to say, don't ask me what the features are about.
Right,
I'm
well,
just a name guy.
pointless.
I'm just a name guy. I don't get paid. You guys figure it out. Love the podcast, Mark.
You've wasted your own
No,
time
no.
and mine.
Mark, genuinely, you haven't wasted your time there because the name is more important. As you know, you've listened to our features, surely. The name comes first. The name comes first, and then you build a feature around it.
Yeah, but we don't
name
need
is the
work
hard
for
bit.
That. That's what we did.
Well,
we
he's-
came up with stuff.
I'm not being funny. That is all gold. And to be fair, in a little way, I wish I hadn't read that out on the podcast because next week we are going to have Strike It Buckley.
I've got a lot of buck around and
Strike
find
It
out.
Buckley again. What was Strike It Lucky? Jim Forsyth, was that the sort of higher and lower?
Yeah, that
and
was
stuff like
Michael Barrymore.
Tell you what, man, Barrymore, fuck me. Like he was.
Is he
like,
dead?
No, he's not dead.
Oh,
he's
is he
just
not?
he's just sort of. It's become a bit of a controversial. Some bloke.
We're getting some looks.
We're getting some looks.
Looks?
That's Cilla Black. Sorry, I'm getting my 90s TV presenters mixed up. Right, if you just look at how he was,
Yeah.
like as a presenter, as an entertainer, the way you would interact with, like you can't teach that.
No, he was very
There's-
cheeky, wasn't he?
There's no one like that on television. And he was so quick-witted.
Who was the guy that did Bullseye?
Jim Bowen, yeah,
I liked him.
Northern
He
fan.
was very
yeah,
cheeky.
I mean, there's that great, clip in there where it's like, oh, you
that
did
heavy woman.
You did a charity. You did a charity weight loss recently, didn't you? How much did you have to give back, or something like that?
She was a little
He's
bit,
like, I'm only joking.
she was a little bit heavy.
Yeah. She was like, how much did it cost you?
Yeah. See, we'd be good at that.
I'd love to sort
We'd
of.
be good at that. You're not
and
allowed
she-
to be mean
and
anymore.
she laughed it off. She found it funny because it wasn't. Just going Brent now.
We need to get our own game show and we could be.
Well, fucking Dyer, Danny, our mate Danny, he had his own game show for a bit, didn't he? Is he doing that anymore?
No. What was it? The Wall?
Yeah, why not? He's perfect. Get that sort of cheeky, chappy sort of.
He's too nice. He is nice to people.
Yeah, he's lovely. What, you want someone to just be mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to talk about your weight, your bad haircut.
Yeah, Strike It Lucky. 3 teams of 2 compete to win cash and prizes. One member of each team stands at the podium to answer questions while others move along the path. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that thing that would
You
would
press
go
the
upstairs
button,
and stuff,
yeah.
wouldn't it? Each team has a path with total 9 steps. Perfect. I watched the whole thing. Someone made a really, really great YouTube documentary on 90s game shows. And it just spoke about Big Break and stuff like that.
Loved
And I was
Break.
just like, fucking hell, man, this stuff was so good. Television used to be really, really great.
It did.
And everyone would watch it.
Yeah,
I'd
whole
be-
family.
I'd be in my nan's living room.
Yeah.
And then
There's
after
not
all,
really
after all the
shows-
game shows on a Saturday night, then it was Only Fools and Horses.
There's not really shows like that anymore where everybody, for your gran and papa, right down to the kids, you
I
don't
think-
really sit around and watch telly anymore.
I think it was Ant and Dec, wasn't it? They're the last to sort of do that. That sort of Morecambe and Wise sort of, there's something funny there for everyone.
Yeah,
That's gone now.
yeah.
They're great.
No, I like Ant and Dec, but that Saturday night takeaway was shite.
Fair enough.
No? No? Is that controversial? Why somebody reacted to that?
Oh, it was quite a popular format that did very well. We never watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Noel's House Party. Jesus Christ. Let me carry on.
What are we doing with Mark's features?
I'm going to genuinely look into those. I think there's some stuff there.
Yeah,
I
we
think
need
you've
to-
there's some gold there, Mark. Thank you. Well, there's not gold. I wouldn't say there's gold, but there's stuff that we can use for sure.
Bit of chrome.
That's what this podcast is. If you want gold, don't listen to this. We're sort of the rag and bone men that go about and it's Steptoe and Son. Matthew is
That was
here.
a good show.
Matthew says, a close shave. That's the subject. Right. Hi, James and Claire. I'm a 35-year-old bloke from the Black Country in the West Midlands. And I'm not as much into grooming myself as I was as a young whippersnapper. But every now and then, the shrubbery needs trimming. My preferred method is to mount the toilet backwards, facing the cistern, and having at it with the electric razor so that all the overgrowth falls into the bog. On this particular day, I decided to watch your podcast whilst I'm at it.
Oh.
He says don't make it weird.
Oh.
So my phone propped on the cistern, I went at it. All was going well until James made me laugh at a critical part. The result was a moment of shock that resulted in me getting it wrong and cutting the old beanbag. With tears in my eyes, I got up, swore, gave James the finger. It's not my fault. Brackets, it's obviously his fault. And I spent the last part of the podcast sitting on the bed with my half-shaven testes with a tissue stemming the bleeding.
Matthew, why are you doing that?
I've never done it.
Never. I don't like it.
And this is what I mean. Matthew is a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
He's only a couple of years younger than me, and I feel like that's normal now for someone 2 years younger than me and young. But like,
I feel like older people do it as well. It's a thing. Men do. They manscape. They do keep.
I know
it
they do.
trimmed
I know
in
they
there.
do.
I don't like it when men shave their balls in their pubes.
I have heard it makes it look bigger, so maybe I will. And that's the thing, but that's the thing. I have heard that. And I'm like, it's not going to make.
Yeah, of course not.
It's not going to make mine look bigger.
No, I don't mean of course not for that. I'm saying obviously it doesn't. It is what it is. Hey, you're fine.
Thank you, mate. One more from Ash. Their message is titled Engineering Marvel. Okay. Ash says, "Hi guys, referring back to the show a few weeks back, I bought myself a 3D printer out of boredom. It's always the best time to
Wait,
buy
after
something.
listening to this?
No, I don't think we've encouraged any. I think Ash is, because I was talking about 3D printers at one point.
Yeah.
I don't think we encouraged anyone to buy a 3D printer. While I have made many things for my motorbike and have even designed a few things to try out at work," he says, "I'm a Royal Navy submarine engineer, by the way.
Oh.
James will definitely appreciate the first 3 things I made. They are an 8-inch Coccosaurus, a Roctopus, and a Diplodocus keyring."
Do we have pictures? Has he made dinosaurs?
We've
that
got
look like
pictures.
knobs?
We've got pictures, and I'm just waiting now. I wanted to read that out before I scroll down.
Oh my God.
The second picture's hilarious. So we've got the Roctopus. So it's an octopus with the rock's head on it. That's a Diplodocus there. Now this is what made me laugh.
The Coccosaurus.
The Coccosaurus. I mean, that is why.
Wow.
Can you describe?
Can I describe it? It's a penis with dinosaurs' legs
And huge
and balls as well.
But there's veins in there. And also it's gold.
It is gold.
It's gold.
That's so good.
As in, not
is
this
hilarious.
is gold. As in, it looks like a solid gold cock with dinosaur legs.
Great work, Ash. Really good. If you wanted to send that in,
Wait, that's what we need on
and
the
we
shelf.
could put that up on the shelf.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah. Send us the Coccosaurus.
That's brilliant, Ash. Thanks for that, mate. I don't know if it's interesting or entertaining enough to put on a podcast, but it's made me happy.
It's not
Good
bang
stuff.
for your buck anyway. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of bang for your buck, we're not doing bang for your buck, but speaking of one of our regular features,
Yeah.
maybe it's time to move on to one of those. Okay, Claire, it's time for some Buckleys Break Bad News. Jingle me. Jingle my brains out there. Okay, this is the feature where listeners get in touch with bad news that they need help breaking, and we help them do this in a very calm and gentle way. If you want to get anything to us, remember our email is thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at thebuckleyspod on Instagram and TikTok. Right, we've got one here from Mark. Subject is family holiday, brackets, for one. Hi, Buckleys.
Hello, Mark.
I'm hoping you can help me out by breaking some bad news to my wife of 10 years. She gave me permission to have a weekend off to go on my friend's stag do, but I haven't been entirely honest about where the stag do takes place. As far as she's concerned, we're all booked into a hotel in Essex for golf and wine tasting. In reality, we're all going to Ibiza for a mental couple of days in the sun. What makes this worse is that I have postponed any family holidays abroad for the last couple of years because we can't afford it. And we're making do with caravan holidays. They're the best holidays I had as a kid, by the way. I'm so scared that I'll get outed on social media eventually, so I figured I might as well get the Buckleys to break my bad news to Zoe. Zoe?
Your husband is a big lying bugger.
Zoe, Mark is not going to Essex like you thought. He's off to Ibiza, even though you can't afford it. Mark's going anyway. Mark says, Zoe, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I promise I'll take us all away somewhere sunny next year. Well, there you go.
I mean, you're going to have to tell her.
Keep us posted.
You're going to have to tell her. Yes, this is the problem as well. Social media.
Yeah.
Like, you, just thinking about your position,
Yeah.
right, is a little bit of a face.
That was it. Back in the old days, it used to be maybe if you got out of something to go to a football match and by some fluke
You were on the big screen.
you were on the TV in the crowd.
Yeah.
That was the worst that could happen.
Yeah.
Now everything's there's pictures, there's receipts, there's
Yeah, but also you would, if you like tried to sneak off somewhere, right, to do something with your mates without telling me,
yeah.
you would end up inevitably having a picture with somebody, and they would tag it,
Yeah.
and I would maybe come across it.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't,
No.
but I think you have to like search that. But I'm just like, social media just doesn't let you
Have fun.
get away with much anymore.
Doesn't let you have fun anymore, does it?
And Mark definitely needs to tell her before, because all his mates will be posting.
Well, we're doing it. We're doing it for Mark. So
Does Zoe listen to this though?
well, I'm sure Mark will be
She'll be listening right now.
playing it to Zoe. If I could just, in Mark's defence,
Oh.
sometimes you get swept up in stuff and you feel a bit of pressure. And if all the lads are going to Ibiza, then maybe you've got to go along with it. I wouldn't.
He's
fucking
lied
wouldn't.
though. That's the problem.
Well, because he's panicked. Because they've all wanted a family holiday for the last couple of years.
That's terrible.
And he's been going, no, we
Mark.
can't afford it. And that's the thing as well. So, like, Mark's probably skinted himself trying to... This is the fucking problem, like, stag do's and fucking
They're
weddings
always
and all of
abroad.
it.
Always abroad.
Costs everyone a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
The last couple of weddings we've been to, Claire, have been near our house. And that's how... If you want me to go to a wedding, that's how you get me to go.
But people love an abroad stag do. What happened to when I had my hen night, it was in a pub up the road from my mum's.
Yeah, where all your mates live and stuff. Yeah.
But now it's like we're doing Tenerife.
Yeah.
And also, people are doing this now. It's like the away hen and the home hen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you can't come to Ibiza for a week, then we're going into London.
It's
and
the
you're like,
It's the same with, like...
what if you have to go to them both?
It's the same with, like, 21st or 30th birthdays or something like that. It's like, it's my birthday month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fucking hell, you're lucky I turn up to one thing, mate. Rein yourself in.
Yeah. Although I went a bit all out for your 30th. I sent you away.
Yeah, me and my pals. That was
You
hilarious.
a secret.
That was hilarious.
You didn't know anything about
You packed me a little... Yeah, I didn't like that, to be honest with you.
I just dropped him off at the airport. He was
Woke
going,
up
why are we going to the
getting
airport?
dropped off at the airport. And I worked out we were going to the airport at one point. And I was like, why are we going... Where are you... Like, it was like a dog going to be put down or something. It was like, what is going on here? Turned up at the airport. One of my mates had a suitcase that you packed for me.
I managed to get a suitcase to his mate.
Because I literally had nothing. Claire was just like, get up, we're going somewhere now. And it was really early in the morning. And I was like, oh, am I being told? Off you go. You were just going to pull up some train tracks and just open the door. Just go. You're free.
But all your friends were there. And
They
you went
were.
away. You went up to Scotland.
One of my
enough.
mates went, like, said something to you like, oh, we've got it from here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And went, relax, calm down, don't worry.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Because I must have looked like pale or something. So I was just like,
You were a deer in headlights.
I don't. And we had such a great weekend. It was so brilliant. Did like clay pigeon shooting. We did that bubble football.
It was like a package thing, and I just booked a load of stupid stuff. You did kayaking,
which was brilliant.
And then in the evenings, you went and had like whiskey tastings and dinners.
Yeah,
and
it was really, really good. And but I didn't appreciate
at first.
I still would have. I would have enjoyed it more if I knew what was going on in a weird way. I know that sort of spoils it, and that's not the point. I like a plan and knowing what I'm doing and stuff like that.
But you're quite easy to. Because I feel like when your birthdays and stuff come up, I do always, not always, but I'm quite good at like surprising you.
Yeah.
Like I've done it a few times. You never have once ever surprised me.
No, I have. There's a couple of times and it's backfired very, very financially. Bought you a watch once. You were like, what the fuck is this? Then I had to,
I'm not talking about,
I then panicked and took you to, it was a very expensive watch.
It was a Rolex.
Yeah.
You bought me a Rolex.
So then I turned up with a Rolex to give you a Rolex.
Fucking ugliest thing I've
bought
ever
you a
seen in my life.
Rolex. And you were like, oh, no. So
That's
then I
not
panicked.
True. Don't do that. I didn't go, oh, what's that?
So then I panicked.
I was very grateful.
I panicked, right?
You're not going to let me talk.
Took her to another Rolex store. Bought her another Rolex and sat there sweating, going, I hope the other fucking place takes this other one back.
That's not how that went down.
That's exactly how it went.
No, it wasn't. I was flabbergasted when I saw the box. I was like, oh my God. I'm not into expensive stuff, though.
No, I know.
So I was like, oh God.
Well, you say you're not, but you've got an opinion on it. That's for sure.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the watch. And I wore it for a little while, and then I did say to you, no, you were gone, do you not like it? Do you not like it? And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. A little while, by the way, is like 30 seconds.
No, I had it on for about half an hour.
Right. Well, anyway, ended up going to another Rolex store with you to buy you another Rolex.
Which I love.
So I was two, yeah, because you picked it. I was 2 Rolexes in the hole going, fucking hell, God, make sure I get some money back for this Rolex.
Yeah, but that I'm not talking about presents.
But this is it. It's easy to surprise me because lots of stuff makes me happy.
No, I'm not talking. No, but I've planned
the stuff that makes me happy to the stuff that makes me upset ratio is like that. Whereas you're the complete opposite.
You love, but just get me a barbecue in it. We get it. You're so easily pleased. I'm talking about putting real time and effort and booking flights and getting friends involved and You've never even done me a little surprise party.
By the way, we were in New York. I'd flown us to New York and stuff to give her this Rolex. Carry on.
That was because you were working in LA.
Yeah.
We met in New York.
So I flew you to New York and I came and met you from LA to give you a Rolex. It was our anniversary.
I'm talking about you've never done
The Rolex was a surprise. I didn't tell you had a Rolex.
Me. You've never done me a surprise party or a surprise like trip away. You've never done that. It's too risky to phone up some of my mates and be like, we're going to meet here for Claire's birthday.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
No.
Not that I'm saying I want it. I know it's coming across like a really. I've dug myself a hole here. I'm not saying I want it.
That's the thing. I will arrange something and it'll be the day and you'll be like, no, do you know what? I know you said we were going to go out tonight. Leave it. I can't be bothered. Don't want to do it. That's what will happen. I'm
always surprising you for your birthdays. I'm always working on something. I'm always getting you always have something.
That's the thing.
You always walk into a room at some point and go, oh my God, thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Because it's
I've never had that.
Because all you need to do is get me like a 3D printed cock dinosaur and I'll go, fucking hell.
All I get for my birthday is bloody a cake for Sainsbury's.
What do you want me to do? Bake you a cake?
No, but I'm just saying, I don't know what are we arguing about?
I don't know.
You've never surprised me.
I've never surprised you.
No.
I've never surprised you. And I don't mean it has to be in a good way, but I've never surprised you.
Well.
Right, we'll leave it there. That's it for this week's episode of The Buckleys. Thank you very much for listening. And remember to get in touch with us with your stories and questions by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app that you like to use. And if you did enjoy the show, if you liked it for whatever reason, leave us a good review because it helps us out. All that is left is for Claire to say...
See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, guys. That was a podcast. That was it. Go on the Chiefs. Jane Turns!